Hello, welcome back to another Project Feline Devstream, doing more animation. And before we begin, because I totally missed this, because I've got, and on my other window here, I've got my little alerts, which I forgot were there. Mindcube, good to see you again. I don't know if he's here right now, but he was here yesterday and he resubscribed to the Twitch. So thank you so much. I'm sorry I must have missed it. I must have been in the zone, but thank you so much, Mindcube. You've been a real one over the years. Speaking of stuff that's real, let's talk about Gabi. So, yesterday, I'll show you what we're up to. Where was it? Come on. It's one of these animations. It's one of these. I think it was, I called it spin flip. So, yesterday, we got Gabi doing a, one of these. And the poses are still a bit rough. They're a bit rough still, but we got the general action going, where she can do flips. So we were doing a bit of that. That was a bit fun. We did a few other clips as well, and I want to go back to her run animation today and do some work on that. I'm gonna have to cut the stream a little short because I do have to be somewhere later, but we'll see how long we can go. I've got about maybe 2 hours, I think. So that's what we did yesterday. That's some of what we did yesterday. And today I want to work on, because I totally forgot I had worked on this one, but there's like the jog one. This one, this improved quite a bit, but it still needs work. It needs work. I'm just trying to figure out where the end of this animation is. I think it's, sorry, 18 frames, 17 frames. So this was the jog. This is gonna be like when you're not going super fast, just a little fast. And I think from the side it looks okay, but from the front it does not. So we're gonna do something about that. And the head and torso, they need work. So let's give it some work. Let's put some effort in there, see what we can do about it. So I'm gonna have to, because I was using this clip as a reference, but you see the issue is that you can only see this from the front. Sorry, from the side. So I'm gonna try and look up running from the front. Let's see what we get. Oh, hold on, I've lost you guys. There we go, alright. Running animation front. I'm curious if we'll actually get any good results. There's this, oh no, this isn't, no. Not that. Maybe this. This is a little different, posture's a little different, but we might be able to take some notes from it. I'll keep that one open. That's not bad. This one's okay. It's just tough when you're using real world reference. That's why I liked this other clip I had, because it's an anime. But these, because I've got it from the side, I just need to look at how the hips move and the torso moves from the front. So I'll put these on loop. Because yeah, I mean this one's kind of similar. This is similar enough. I can work with this. So I'll leave that on my other screen. We've also got a sprint, which looks way more intense than this. Which, I don't know, if we get time, I might get to that one. But we'll see. Gnoble 3D says, can I suggest a video? Sure, give me a name. Give me the name of the video. Pinterest has a few good ones. Well, that's great. I got a bit of a weird story with Pinterest, actually. For whatever reason, if you search on the Pinterest subreddit, you'll know what I'm talking about. But for whatever reason, they introduced some new algorithm for like account moderation, and there's just been waves and waves of account bans, and I was a victim of that. So I can't use Pinterest anymore. My account was banned. So that happened like 6 months ago. So I had an entire Pinterest board for Project Feline, and I can't access it anymore. So that kind of sucked. I tried writing an email to them, and I tried to even do the marketing speak and say, guys, I want to run an ad campaign on your website, please unban me, and that didn't work either. So Pinterest is basically Jova, unfortunately. So I can't. Nowadays I use the good old when I need image reference, I use the good old hard drive now. So I just save images because I can't risk because you're literally all your life work is just one ban away. All right, so let's pick one of the poses. Yeah, I can tell that there's something wrong with these hips here. Yeah, you see this? Yeah. So I'm gonna get where her feet's touching the ground. And I think her body is too twisted. We've got to make it straighter. Because it looks good from here, because the reference I was looking at was drawn from the side. But yeah. So this has to change. Max says, you've been streaming a lot more and I wish I could be here more, but I need to do homework? Bruh. Do you? Nah, you probably should. You should. You're a responsible young man. Boycott Pinterest. Well, look, I don't have the power, I don't have the political influence to do that, okay? All I know, because I thought maybe it's like, oh, what did I do? What did I, because I don't upload anything there, I just pin stuff. I'm like, what do I do? And, no, it turns out it's not just me, a lot of people have had this issue. And, because what they do is, they do this thing where they have very strict guidelines on like adult content or something. So if you have like a image of, I don't know, someone wearing shorts, like anything that's slightly revealing, or if you've got drawing reference and they show someone, you know how when you look up animation reference, they'll have like a really like a skin tight suit on or something, and it isn't like weird. It's like it's so you can see what the body's doing. It isn't some weird fetish or anything. But Pinterest doesn't seem to know the difference between drawing reference, anatomy, and adult content. And they're like cracking down very hard, but it's obvious they've got some bot doing it. And the way they enforce the rules as well is that if you upload something, you're responsible. But if you pin something, you're also responsible for that content. So if someone else uploads something, that gets flagged, and if you have pinned it somewhere, that they strike you. That's how it works. So, and the thing is, they aren't very clear about what the actual requirements are. Like, they're very vague, and you know how that goes. You know what happens when someone is vague about their guidelines. It's the same story. We've seen this time and time again. It's happened on Twitch. It's happening on Pinterest. It happens everywhere. If you're not specific, you don't have a specific guideline and you specify what is and is not that threshold, stuff like this happens. And yeah, so not happy, Pinterest, not happy. Yeah, so okay, anyone using Pinterest, I'd recommend just back it up to your hard drive. Save every image. We're back on the jog? Indeed we are. Hey Mindcube, hey, your Mindcube's here. I just did a shout out for you just a moment ago. I don't know if you were there for that. But I just saw that you subscribed on Twitch. Thank you once again for being my first subscriber in a while. In fact, I believe I have a sub goal. Because it's good to have goals in life, okay? And my sub goal, what is my sub goal? I'm gonna see if we can get my sub goal. If you look at you'll know what it is if you scroll down, but I can't see it. What is my sub goal? 10, and we've got 2 out of 10. So if we could get 8 more somehow, that'd be sick. That'd be cool. So if anyone is watching on Twitch, which is 4 of you right now, no pressure. But I would be very happy to achieve goals. close. This is the one day on Twitch was comedy gold. Oh, when they were, was that when they had some new rule, and it was like allowing nudity, and they somehow thought that would just be, if that's what you're talking about, it is funny. It's like they thought, yeah, let's allow that, and we totally expect that the community will not exploit this. Yeah. A bit silly. Guys they've been a bit silly down at Twitch headquarters. The what do they call it? They have some name for that team. The safety committee or something. Yeah, they were being a bit goofy that day. They've been a bit silly. I remember when they first made this, it was some like elite squad of like Twitch mods, and everyone was not happy with who they picked. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it had this really over the top name. It had this really like, the name was just so, it was like, okay guys, it's a website, okay, let's calm down. Like some strike force something, I don't remember the name. It might have been like the Trust and Safety Force or something like that. I don't know what it was, but it just sounded really funny. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, how do I pronounce that name? Sorry, Mito Sis Kane. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Not Prime the drink, because that exists now. When I was, back in the day when I was on Twitch, Prime didn't exist, it was just Twitch Prime. We didn't have any of this Prime energy drink stuff. So I am indeed referring to Twitch Prime when I say that. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Although that would be, imagine if I could like accept Prime as a form of currency. That'd be something. It's like, yes, I will take my payment in Prime, because apparently, isn't it like, I remember seeing clips where like people at Walmart were like fighting over cans of Prime. So maybe it is valuable. Maybe it is, but not as valuable as your support, Mitiko Siskane. Sorry if I don't do a great job at pronouncing your guys' names. Hey Bergman, good to see you again. Hey Forgotten Dreamer. Sup Rayman. Whoa, hold on there. You don't want to get a strike from Ubisoft, because that isn't my name. That's the name. That's a trademark. You don't want to. Just get careful with that. The real Rayman. Okay. He'd be busy with the fairies, okay? And I'm noticing as well that I might have to actually move her hips and everything over, because her feet keep changing. I think the fact that her feet like are shifting sideways does not bode well. So maybe I should copy the X coordinates. There we go. That's better. Well, I'll go back to the other poses in a bit. But I think she needs to lean more into this. So we gotta move her hips and her arms. No, come on. Oh, wow, we might actually reach the goal. Thanks, Coesta, for subscribing. Why is it not playing a sound? It's meant to play a sound. I'm only just noticing it when I look, but it's meant to play a sound effect. So if I don't see it, I'm sorry, it's meant to play a sound and it's not playing me the sound. Can I fix that? What's going on? It's meant to play a sound effect. I don't know if I can get that to work. See, yeah, I know it plays a sound for you, but I'm meant to be able to hear it, and I can't. And that's not so good. Maybe if I turn on monitoring, hold on. If I turn on, monitoring, alert box, monitor and output. Let's see if that works. But I'm glad it plays a sound for you. That's great. And thanks so much, Tim, again, for the 10 Canadian bucks. Thanks so much. My goodness, you guys are being very generous today. I'll be able to afford 3 whole boxes of Nutri-Grain now. Epic. Hold on. Because yeah, I'm trying to rely solely on the dual input source chat window this time, and it seems to be working, but it doesn't highlight when I get super chats, it doesn't make a big deal out of them. It just shows it as regular text. Whereas on the native YouTube one, it does. So I'll have to try and pay close attention there. But thank you so much. You're a real legend. Or sorry, I have to say it in the... I can't say I have to say legend in the Australian voice. It doesn't feel right unless I do it. You're a legend. Absolute legend, mate. There you go. Or a 6-pack of Prime. Yeah, or a 6-pack of Prime, indeed. No joke. I was with my buddy, and he needed a drink from a vending machine, and he picked Prime, and I looked at him, and I kid you not, when I opened my mouth, the Vine Boom sound played. Like, sample perfect Vine Boom came out of my mouth when I saw him hold up the bottle and it said Prime. I opened my mouth and it just goes, Vine Boom. Not kidding. Not joking. Okay, so this reference I'm using, this new one, it's a little different. And I don't want to deviate too far from the first reference I used yesterday, because that actually wasn't bad. But I know there's something wrong with this pose for sure. And this, let me go back a few frames. There's too much movement. Yeah, this is too much movement. Or maybe I need... Oh no, the hips kind of look pretty... They look pretty centered from the front. But I think it is a bit much. I'll move them over to the middle a little bit. Yeah, when I look at it from here, it's too much. That's a bit nicer. But the hips are twisting. We gotta calm that down a bit. Oh, now I can hear the sound. There we go. Do I play fighting games? No. Sorry. Forgotten Dreamer says I want to change my username back to Marlon Parks. Okay. I don't know how to do that. There's probably a way. But no, I do not play fighting games. It's pretty ironic, because I know I've been studying Guilty Gear, but I've been studying it. I haven't been playing it. Because I actually don't like fighting games. So I know, okay, don't laugh, okay. It's research, and I'm not kidding, it's literally my relationship with Guilty Gear just goes as far as research. I honestly do not care about the game. It's like, I respect the art style, I love the art style, but I really do not care about the gameplay. I haven't played it really. Like, I bought it, and I like opened up, because they have this mode that lets you view the character models like close up, and I did that, but I would not count that as playing it, because I honestly, if you were to try and match me in it, I would not, like, I don't know the controls or anything. I don't know the names of the characters, I don't know the backstory, I don't know the lore, I don't know anything. I just think the style is cool. I just think they're neat, as Marge would say. I gotta watch the hips. It's hard to tell with this reference because the entire character is white. So it's hard to tell the rotation for things. Unless I really look at the shading. Okay, no, I think I can work this out. You can't get away with not doing a Marge Simpson impression when quoting Marge. Well, I'm sorry. I don't watch Simpsons either. I just know of that meme and that's it. Snob Bill says, same, I buy 2 Guilty Gear games and I didn't even try playing them. Yeah. I mean, we all do that. We all do a bit of that, don't we? I remember like 4 years ago, I found the Jak and Daxter trilogy at a used DVD store for like $10, and it's been 5 years and I've only played Jak 1, I haven't played 2 or 3 yet. And there was some Ratchet & Clank game on the PS5 that I think it's not a PS5 exclusive anymore. That's how long it's been. Because I remember like a friend of mine when the PS5s were all coming out, they like said, Ray, you should really get one. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know, just to see what's coming out there. And they were like really hard to find at the time. And I had a buddy who had a knack for snatching them up. I don't know how he did it. He must have just like monitored these sites all day. So he was like buying them for everyone. And I remember he helped me get my hands on one, and that Ratchet & Clank game. And that was, what, 3 years ago, and I still haven't played it. So, and I know if he's watching, he's gonna be in chat now telling me to stop streaming and play it. But look, okay, I got stuff to do. Okay, when I'm dead, when I'm retired, maybe I'll have time. You know, when this is finished, which will be a while, when the whole game's done, maybe. But until then, I gotta be on that grind. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be on the Sigma grind set. The Sigma dev grind set. Okay, don't quote that. Okay, when I'm dead, I'll have time. Okay, I see the contradiction there now. I probably won't have time if I'm dead. But, you know. Hey, Pixstatic, good to see you. Forgotten Dreamer says he remembers buying Paranormal and just decompiling it. Well, that is certainly a way to consume, indeed. That is one way to enjoy a product. See, here's something that's annoying. Because I'm looking at front and side stuff, and these two references, because this one's hand-drawn... Oh, oops, I went back too far. You see here, this entire character is like twisted sideways. So when she has her hips are still facing to the side, whereas this one is facing parallel. If you look at the hips. So this looks nice, but it only looks nice from this angle. So that's the thing I have to like try and remember, is that the torso is like drawn weirdly here. Like it's drawn from the side. Like it's at a slight angle. So that's makes it a bit difficult. And then yeah, because then this one from the front is not easy either. And then the other one I found, this is like kind of better, but it's well, it's a bit different. So I'm just kind of using my judgment of what should go where. So I think the hips need to kind of start stabilizing and like centering here. Yeah, that looks all right. And then here, something should happen. Yeah, they should be twisted here. I thought they were twisted here. Oh, whoa, not like, no, not like that. Not like that. No, not like that either. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Like this. Nice. Oh, come on. Yeah. And then I gotta look for right before her foot touches the ground. Yeah, they're still twisted here. So now, if I'd copy that. Oh. Hold up. If I copy these. Oh, I gotta copy the whole thing, yeah. If I copy that. Oh. No, not like that. Copy, paste flips. Yes. Excellent. Oh, okay. It's better. Hips are good. The upper body is not having fun. If I just block my eyes and look at the hips only, it's not bad. It's just the shoulders. I haven't looked at those yet. So let's have a look. Ovo says, you often look at Guilty Gear for reference, but did you look at other 2.5D games? No, I haven't looked at their other ones. I think it's because, yeah, they're all sprite ones, aren't they? So that doesn't really apply to what I'm doing. Because I think Guilty Gear Xrd was their first 3D game. So I've only really looked at what's available for the 3D games. And I think I'm noticing something. The movement of the hips. Oh, actually, it's okay. All right, let's focus on the shoulders. Because, yeah, these are probably tilted sideways too much, too. So I think, this just need to come forward more. I think so. Yeah, that looks better. And then we'll start with, go forward a bit when her foot hits the ground. Yeah, they're too twisted. Yeah, this looks uncomfortable. It's too twisted. We gotta tone that down a bit like this. Yeah, that's a bit more comfortable. But this hand movement is also gonna need some changing. They use 3D models to make 2D sprites in BlazBlue. Yeah. But the kind of things I look for is not really like that. How do I start explaining that? It's a bit complicated. But with the 3D stuff, there's like a whole thing about like how how they kind of translate the 2D, like the 2D reference into a 3D model, and it's sort of covered there, and I looked into that quite a bit. I wasn't as heavy on reference starting my model, but because I just wasn't happy with, I was trying to make reference, but I wasn't happy with any of it. But they have this interesting thing they do where it's like, they basically, yeah, well, they won't do a T-pose. They won't even bother with that for their reference. They actually just get a sprite of the character, which I had plenty of, and they will, they basically just look at the character in a pose, like a random, whatever their main pose is, and then they just try and get the model's proportions to resemble it. So it's interesting. But yeah, that's probably, I don't really see how that would help me at this stage. I've already done the model. Shoulders. Something still doesn't look right. But maybe even less twist. Or maybe that's the neck. I gotta adjust the neck. No. No, this needs a bit more twist still. Hold on, I gotta queue up a better frame. That one. Oh, thanks. How do I pronounce your name? Bodic. Under my direct, well, thank you. Thanks very much. Digital Unity says, tuning in for just a sec, just to support Project Feline. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try. Hold on. Oh, no, I don't want to twist in too much. No. Maybe if I turn a wireframe, that might help me out a bit. I think it isn't. It's just the shoulder bones. It's not this. This is okay. This twist is fine. It's just this. It's these boys. These little guys here. We gotta move her shoulders up a bit. Well, not too high up. But they looked, I don't know. Something wasn't right there. Something's a bit off. I think maybe this comes back a little too much. We might need to use those helper bones soon, but I want to see if I can go as much as I can without them. And her head should stabilize. Oh, there we go. Okay. I know it looks... Don't laugh. I know it looks a bit funny still. The head here, it's gonna throw me off if I don't. I want to do something about that. So the head should be kind of like raised up. Ooh, like that. Ever thought of using myself as reference? I have thought of it, but I don't really have the room in here to run, and I'm not an athlete. I'm not in tip-top shape, okay? So it's just more convenient, I find. Unless there's something really bespoke, which I haven't come across yet. But no, we've been mostly using just whatever's on YouTube and plenty of Simone Biles. because, and I could not try doing Simone Biles' moves. And then we've been using, who else? Sporticus as well, which I also can't really emulate. Because look, I have superpowers. I can make models, but I'm not a example of a man in his physical prime, which is also not what Gabi is. There's just something like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to look at this from the side. There's just something I've got something's bothering me about her shoulders, because in motion they look even weirder. That she looks like, it almost looks like she's swinging her shoulders. Like the swing should be in the hands, but it shouldn't go all the way up to the shoulders, and it's kind of looking like that. So yeah, let me... Oh, now it's stuck. Australian internet moment. Come on. Well, we've got these pixels to work with now. Oh, this is great. I can kind of make out the shape. I can still kind of use that. I don't know why the quality is just gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe if I just try resetting... Oh, no, that looks worse. Okay, I'll just do that. I'll just do that for the moment. Actually, this looks a bit nicer. I know it's just kind of playing half of the animation, because I'm going to copy the keyframes over. Although this elbow, I'm not so sure if that should stick out so much. Maybe like this. And there's something about the twisting. Oh, I'm looking at her back. Why is it only... Hold on. I want to copy all the bones, not just the hips, but it's only... What's going on here? What's going on? I want all of this. I want to copy all of that. I've got every bone selected. I've got every keyframe. I want to copy it all. But it's only doing... Why is it only doing one? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Okay. It's just something about the upper body. It's like I can see it in her head when it jiggles. It glitches around side to side. That's how I know there's a problem. And I'm looking at the crease in her back, and that looks like it's twisting way too much. Which is kind of lucky. Because this, I remember some people were going like, Ray, why do you have to model in the creases for her back, for her, what do they call them? Shoulder blades. They were like, Ray, do you really need to do, and it's like, well, this is where that comes in handy now. Because now I can actually see, yeah, between this keyframe and this keyframe, something is not right here. It's too sudden. Something's not right. It's like, overall, it's like, okay, but it's just it looks like the torso is like loose. You know what I mean? It's like someone hasn't screwed in the torso bone tight enough, and it's gonna fall off. But there is something I want to preserve, and that's that she's kind of leading with the torso. And that's kind of nice. She's leaning into it, but the back is kind of like weirdly popping. Like, it doesn't look very comfortable. Actually, part of that could be the normals, because when I look at it with the materials, it's a bit it's a bit more nicer on the eye. But even the stripes, you can see that there's something weird going on. You can see that there's something. There's something. It's here. The amount of twist. Huh. Maybe it's. It's this. The hips are rotated the wrong way on this keyframe. They need to be rotated the other way around. I think that's it. That's my game theory. I would look at my video, but it's still buffering. I'm still live, right? Okay, good. So my stream's fine, but this particular video has, for whatever reason, decided to peace out. Anime Addicts says, I see you still working on the game. Indeed. What am I gonna stop? I can't stop. If I stop, it's Jova, and we can't have that. Could I mirror this? Oh, we could work. I just gotta adjust the legs. Okay, that does look a bit nicer now. The hip. I'm just watching her plates on the front of her torso. There's still something a little abrupt about it. Still something a little abrupt. Maybe if I do this. I'm just gonna paste just to see the transition. Yeah, I think they gotta stick out a bit more this way. Yeah, that's, looking at the motion, it's a bit nicer. Now, that's the lower body. What about the upper body? Because that kind of affects, it goes up. If you have, even if it's something weird at the top, you gotta check down the chain. It all starts with the hips. This still does look, it still looks a bit, you know. Still looks a bit, what if I do this? Well, that's a bit nicer. Actually, yeah, that's much better. Let's see what happens now. Okay, that's much better. Something doesn't, The legs, I want the legs to be, their legs go too far apart, I think. They need to come a bit closer together. Her stance, is it called? It's too wide. This looks, I like how this looks. This is fine. I'm not looking at the tail yet. I'm just ignoring the tail for the moment. I'm just focusing on the rest of the body. But the head. The shoulders and back are looking a little better. Hips are looking better. But the head is still... Something's going on there. Something's going on. You can see it. You can see it. There's something going on. Yeah, it's these two frames. Something's... Yeah. It's like going like that on its way down, which is a little too Bollywood. Okay, we don't want this sort of this shake as she declines her head. No, that's not it. I'd love to look at this again. Now it won't even, will it play? Oh, okay, now it decides to, okay. Now it decides to work. So I'm just looking at the head and it seems to be kind of shaking, compensating for the movement a bit, but looking pretty steady. And then this one, sort of the same deal. Because I haven't really paid attention to the head yet. Okay. Maybe there's something. I can't just do the head. There's something else. There's something else. Let's start by just having her posture be something like this. I'll turn off her hair so it's a bit easier for me to see her head. Yeah, the head movement's a bit different in all of these references. But it's mostly steady, but it does have a bit of movement. Oh, I think I see something. I see something going on. Between these two frames, where her head is, the rest of the body is doing something. Her head shouldn't be moving backwards like this, because it's moving back and then down. The references I've got, the head doesn't really move that much between those two. It'll go down a little, but not backward. So maybe... Maybe I need to move her torso more forward. Like that. It's a bit better. Yeah, her head stays more steady this way. But then here it... Oh. That's a huge... Between these two, let's see. Because it does go down and back up, but I'm just... The head, it's moving like a bit too much. Charles says, I'm really curious because I had to do this once for a friend who was doing game design. I wasn't sure. But is there a set amount of frames you need to hit for game animations? I don't know. I don't think so. It really depends. For me, I have my own thing I'm doing, which won't really apply to anyone else. Or I'm like deliberately cutting out the computer generated in-betweens because I want the animations to look traditional. So when you play the game, the character is at like a different frame rate than the game, because when you're playing it, when you're looking at it, I want people to think that it's a sprite on screen, and then when they turn the camera around and realize it's not, I want their mind to just explode and go, whoa, no way, it looks just like an anime from 2005. That's the reaction I want. So for that reason, what I'm doing with my frame rate is probably gonna not be what you would normally do. But normally, I don't know. What's the question? A set amount of frames you need. Well, it really depends on what the animation is. I don't know why there'd be a limit on frame. I know that for things like, if you guys have watched, like, there's some GDC talk on the Destiny devs talking about their first-person view model animations, and they have, like, rules on how many, like, frame delay between when you press a button and when you see it on screen. So for, like, a melee animation, you don't want more than, like, a 3-frame when you hit the button versus when you see the fist in its apex. If that's like more than 3 frames, then it feels laggy. But again, that's like a specific example, because that is just for melee animations for Destiny. So it depends on the animation. Okay, this is a bit nicer. So now the torso doesn't recess backwards now. But that's, oh, there. The head movement here looks a little nicer, although the neck looks like it's gonna snap off. Let's have a look. This frame. Oh wait, something has not mirrored correctly. That's why. Paste flipped. There we go. Okay, that's a bit more steady. But this way, no. When we look at it from this angle, there's still something not right. So let's look at that. My friend says my design looks like Kanye West graduation bear. I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure that's the highest compliment he can bestow. I think it's maybe the neck. I gotta move the neck less, I think. So I gotta keep it, not straight. But yeah, here it should be straighter. This still doesn't. No. This is still not right. It's between these 2 frames. Oh, there we go. That's better. Let's see how that looks in motion. Oh, something's still. The rotation's still not right, but at least it's a bit steadier. It's better. It doesn't shift side to side too much, but it looks like it sticks because it's too similar. Like the position is too similar between those 2 frames. But the torso is also, I'm noticing more with that as well. So I might start there because it might be a further down the chain type problem. Yeah, there's something, the more I look at it, the more I can kind of see it. The volume of the shoulders completely changes between these 2. And this area looks, it looks too similar. You the Bear on the album. Like, look, I don't know Kanye West. I don't know what Kanye West Bear. All right, he looks cute. But yeah, this is the. I'm not a. I don't listen to Kanye West, so I don't know what the album covers are like. In fact, right now on my headphones, I'm listening to The Matrix, music from the motion picture, which goes, Club to Death goes pretty hard. It all goes pretty hard, but it's especially Club to Death. That's one of the best. Oh, come on, come on. Yeah, maybe, I'm gonna save. And we're gonna twist, we're gonna like, oh, no, I don't wanna move it. I just wanna rotate it. Be a bit more straight. And I might I'm gonna slow down, I'm gonna scale this. No, wait. I'm gonna, no, not like, no, not like that. I just want to stretch this animation out and see it in slow motion. Cause there is something bothering me between these two. It's throwing me off. Something's deeply wrong. I think her neck needs to, or maybe her torso actually, because I've noticed that on some of this reference, this leans forward further a little. Oh, let's compare that to before. So before, it was more like that. Then after, she leans a bit more into it. Forgotten Dreamer likes punk rock. Cool. I'm not too familiar with punk rock. I'm more of a, I don't know what I am actually. I've got a bit of a variety in my little library. I've got a weird taste. I don't know what word I would use for it. This shoulder. We gotta move this shoulder. Okay, I'm liking that a bit more. The shoulders don't look like they're changing size. But there's something about... Gotta look at it from the front. Okay, that's ooh, it's better, but there's still something not right. Maybe I need to work on another one. I think I'm gonna go crazy. But the rhythm feels a bit nicer. But there's something still about the back of the shoulders that it's feeling not right. just this sort of back area. I'll come back to it because I need to, if I don't look at it for like half an hour and then look at it again, I'll know. I'll know when I see it then. But I think I'm in too deep. I need to zoom out and look at something else. You know, actually, yeah, because one thing I want to do, we didn't quite get to the end of the flip because we need some kind of thing for when she transitions out of it. So when we were doing the spin flip yesterday, it ends kind of awkwardly because it just kind of does this as the end, and we got to do something about it. I'm just wondering what to do because I remember this is for the well, this flip. This is going to be for the slide jump. When she jumps, spins, and flips, that's going to be the slide jump. So when you slide and jump, it's going to play this. So it needs to transition, starting from that and then going here. It's got to transition into like her falling pose. Because odds are, when you do this, you'll be in the air for a little bit and then you'll land. So, and I don't think I have a falling pose. I don't have one. So I should probably get one. I should probably make one. Because then I'll be able to know how to transition this. So I got to decide what posture I want her to have. And I'm just going to go through and see if I already have one or not. I've got the grind pose. Do I have... I thought I might have made a jump pose, but I don't think I did. Oh, I've got the... Oh, hey, actually, while I'm here on the idle, because I did know of a thing I wanted to do to this that we might as well get around to. We might as well do it while I'm looking at it. Oh, and why is her hair going all like that? Let me clear those. Actually, let me... Hold on. Because there's something about her idle. I don't have an animation, but I just have the pose, and I remember her legs. There was something about her legs I wanted to change. So I'll go back to idle. There we go, now our hair's fixed. And I want to change, because this, I remember when we had this in engine, it looked kind of strange. It's to do with her, the weight on her leg. This leg looked too straight, so we need to lower her hips. I want to just do this before I forget. So this should be easy. There we go. That's a bit nicer. And her tail does look awkward. I want to move her tail. Like that. As for the actual keyframes on this, I'll probably get to that later, but it starts with a good pose. Because there's actually... Oh, hold up. Oh, I didn't... Oh, I left auto key turned off. Let's back up. Let's back up a little bit. And then I'll make sure that's all keyed. Okay. Oh, no. I didn't mean to scale it. There we go. Now it's keyframed in. So yeah, now because her leg was too straight. Her right leg. So now that should look a bit better. But now that I'm looking at it again, I'm seeing issues with her hips. I'm seeing stuff I wasn't seeing before. So I'll make a few more adjustments. Auto key. Where are you? Auto key on. Forgotten Dreamer says variety. Is variety a genre? I don't know. Maybe. I hate the name Northwest. Okay. Is that a name? Is there actually someone named Northwest? There we go. Yeah, watch this. Hold on. Ooh. Twisting those hips. Oh, actually, what do I like better? I think they were a little too... Maybe... Yeah, let's twist these back. Like that. Or maybe like that. No, that's too much. But this, I feel like they do need to come back a little bit. Or actually, I don't know. No. Let's go back. Maybe just a little bit. So that her back's sort of arched up. Alright, I'll move on. I just want to make some tweaks. What we were going to do, we were going to do a falling pose of some kind. There's been a few I've gone through, and there's 2 falling poses I've made for her old model. So let me clear out the pose, the current one. Make a new, we'll call this falling loop. Idle, or because there's 2 falling poses. There's one for when she's just jumping on the spot, so like an idle falling. And then there's another falling for when she's moving forward a lot, she'll change the pose to be something else. So I'll make moving. I need to look up, because I'll open up the game. Hold on. I'll open up the build and just look at her current one. What's the folder? I remember the folder it's in. Yeah, that's right. See, I'm so next level, I don't even use File Explorer. I just type in the exact path to the file in search. Because, I don't know, I find it quicker than trying to dig through stuff with the File Explorer. Northwest is Kanye's daughter. Oh, he has a daughter? Oh, cool. But they named the daughter Northwest. Interesting. I mean, I don't know much about Kanye, but he seems like the kind of guy that would do that. He wouldn't pick some average name like what? Like Josh. He wouldn't do that. He'd pick something bold. All right. So I'll see if I can show the fall poses in action. So there's this one, which I don't really like, but that's the falling idle. Oh wait, no, I didn't quite get it. It's like this. And then this one where she's leaning into it more, which it's harder to pull off. Yeah, there we go. You see how she's leaning into it more? I kind of like that one. It's okay, but I'm thinking maybe something a little more rigid, something a bit better, because this doesn't look like a skilled. It doesn't look like... I want to look at how gymnasts just do a normal jump. Because this looks a little clumsy. I don't think it's going to look good on her new model. I just have an itching feeling that it's not going to look good on her new model. So I don't want to copy this old one 100%. So... what do I want to look up? I need, well, let me, because no, I did have a jump animation that I was starting on. I'm gonna see if I can dig that up here. Yeah, jump idle start. I made a start on this, and the fall was sort of like that. But I don't know if is that good? Because I remember this is like this is the one that plays when you hit the spacebar without moving. And now I can see it's a little... So the fall pose when she's idle may be something like this. Because I think this sort of tuck jump I feel like it's the way to go. And now that I'm here, you know what? I'm gonna make a few tweaks to this because we did this yesterday, this one, I think, and I need to exaggerate this more. We need to bring her legs really high up because I was using Horizon as a reference, but Horizon's realistic. So we want to I want her knees to really come up there. So that, and the timing. Let's move these closer together. Oh, that's too fast. That's a bit too fast. So yeah, so when she's full thrust going up, it's gonna be that pose when she's like going up into the air because her knees are going like that. Her knees are just going, they're even pointing upwards, you see? And then when she starts falling, it'll play something like this. But if she's moving forward, because I like that her legs are tucked in. With the old one, her legs were kind of hanging out in front, which I didn't like so much. I like that her legs are tucked in, but I don't know how that would look in motion. I'm gonna have to look up how that would actually work. I'm gonna search gymnast jump. Let's have a browse gymnastics, because I find that looking at gymnastics is just, it's getting the kind of things I want. So do they do I don't know what the kind of jump this is, but we'll see. Can I speed this up? Can I speed this up? There we go. Oh, it's one of these jumps, I think. Yeah, no, we don't want that. Do they have any? Oh, wait, hold up. Let's look at him. Let me slow that down. Ooh. Okay, I might keep an eye on this. Yeah. So even when he's not moving, he's actually even further tucked in than Gabi here. Like something about, you can see his back is straighter, even from this angle. You can see that his back is straight. I just want to watch them and see what they do here. What is she gonna do? Oh, it's slow motion. Hell yeah. Okay, no, we don't want the legs doing that. Is this guy? Yeah, so oh, bit sloppy, little sloppy there, mate. But no, he did a really good one here. Oh no, a bit further back. This is a bit more into the idle jump territory, but I just want to, while I'm on this animation, I might as well just look at it. I might save this one. Okay, I'll save this one. Let's keep looking, because it's probably hard to film someone jumping in motion with the camera steady, I'd imagine. So gymnastics jumping in motion. Let's see. Because I don't want to flip this time. I just want to jump. I don't want a beam routine. I don't want splits. I just want a graceful jump into the air. Nothing complicated. I don't know. I don't think I can. I think what I'm looking for, it has to have some kind of name that I don't know, because I don't know all the gymnast lingo. I don't know what it all is. You think it should be something similar to Sonic's fall animation in Frontiers? I don't know. I didn't play Frontiers, but I remember seeing the footage and I thought the animations looked kind of bad. Not gonna lie. We'll have a look. But yeah, Sonic's a bit weird because his proportions are completely different, so I don't know if that'll work. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the Sonic Frontiers animations. See, it's YouTube search. I just want to get like a... I think I remember seeing this video. Oh, great, an ad. Oh, hey. Hey, guy who twitches. I think this guy twitches, everyone. Long-time viewer, first commenter. Your project has been one of a few inspirations to myself for the last few years. Looking forward to seeing this project eventually completed. Me too. Also, it seems to lend itself well to some sort of anime adaptation, or perhaps. Anime be expensive, though. You guys know how much it would cost to make an episode of an anime? Be quite a bit. But I'm glad you think so. You're one of the guys I reference when others doubt the validity of a one-man band. Wow. Thank you. I'm glad to know that. That really made my day. Cause look, you know, I get criticized a lot for like wanting to work alone, but I know I've tried the other way and it doesn't work for me. I have to do everything. That's what works for me. But it doesn't work all the time. Some different people, different strokes, different folks. But I'm glad that I'm glad you could use me as a point, as an example. That's cool. Anyway, let's try and... Is this actual... okay, this does show gameplay, but I do remember... The reason why I'm not a big on the frontiers is that I do remember when this video came out, everyone was just tearing it to shreds. The thing that's also funny... Because I remember a lot of... There was a really weird thing that happened with the Frontiers marketing strategy. It was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. Where... They showed this and everyone hated it, and then they showed basically the same video again a few months later, and then everyone loved it all of a sudden. Even though, if you really pay attention, there's not much difference. It's just they show off more in the other trailer. This one, they kind of deliberately slow it down. But people saw the other trailer they did a few months after this, and everyone's minds completely changed, and went, oh, this game's gonna be amazing, even though no one had played it at that point. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Because, yeah, people, I remember they were criticizing the pop-in, but that is in the game. Like, that's still there, I'm pretty sure. Everyone seems to pretend like it just went away, but... Yeah. And the animation, everyone was criticizing the animations, I remember. I remember seeing video after video, frame by frame, like what I'm doing here, going through them. And then when the new trailer came, they did another trailer of this a month or two later, and those issues were still there, but everyone just ignored them. And it was so fascinating. I think part of the reason why this probably did well is because it was just better than the game that came previously. But I didn't think this was that good. Just for my taste, anyway. But I'm trying to find a full... Yeah, but it just looks so stiff. If anyone, like, remembers 2000 Sonic, 2000 Sonic was way better than this. This is very stiff. That's why one of the reasons I didn't like it too much. But I don't think do they show him falling? Yeah, here we go. This, nah, I don't like that. It just doesn't look, it's not it, okay? I just know this ain't it. This little thing he's doing here, I've seen Sonic Team do better than that. I've seen them do way better than this. And this too, look at his foot. His foot is at the complete wrong angle. Look at his ankles. Look at it. It's just... I haven't actually looked at it frame by frame before, but now I'm starting to see why I didn't like it. When you actually slow it down, it's actually kind of weird, the posing. I think it's also because this is like some new model that they used as well, so the proportions are different from the Sonic I remember. But yeah, I don't like... No. Let's get that out of here. Let's get it out of here. It's not graceful. Guy who Witches said the game looked fan-made. Yeah, I reckon I agree. I think it looked fan-made. The thing that's interesting though, because I used to be a Sonic fan like 15 years ago, and then after like Unleashed I kind of stopped caring. But when I do see stuff about him come up, it's not the same Sonic that I knew, and I can tell that they're appealing to a different demographic now. And what was I was going somewhere. The thing that's interesting is that I see this criticism a lot of Sonic Team, saying if they were capable of making Sonic Unleashed, because that was one of my favorites, And they're like, how can they go from Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Frontiers or Sonic Forces or whatever? What people don't realize is that that isn't the same Sonic team. They have the same actually, even the company I don't think is the same, because during the 2006, it was like between 2004 and 2006, I'm pretty sure from memory, Sega did a complete corporate restructure. So the Sonic team from Sonic Adventure 2 or whatever, I think the actual literal company is a completely different company, legally. But it's just using the same trade name, Sonic Team. But then the actual team itself, the division, it's actually not called Sonic Team. It's called like Research and R&D Division 12 or something like that. But even in that group, the people are coming in and out. So the people that worked on like the great games that I remember, like you know, Sonic Unleashed or something, they're not at Sonic Team anymore. I don't think there's anyone, maybe except the director, that is still there. It's probably all different people. And then people go, how does the same studio? And it's like, well, it's not the same studio. It's got the same name, but it's different people. That's why it's different, because the people that are coming in now, I think they're just hey, here's an interesting game theory, okay? What did guy who Twitches just said it looked fan made? You know why? It's probably because they hired fans. Think about it. The people, by the time, when did Frontier start development? Like 2018? By the time that was going on, there would have been people in their, you know, their 20s that had grown up with Sonic that they would have hired. Because it's their dream to work at Sega. And it's like, oh, I grew up with Sonic Adventure, and now my dream is to work at Sega. And then those people probably got hired. So it probably was fan-made. It's just they hired them and brought them on the team. But it isn't the same people that were doing the complete bops that I remember. So that's part of the reason. And then there's all this corporate politics that happens too. So that's why, you know, people have suggested that Sega should hire me, and it's like, no, I don't want to get involved in that at all. It sounds not, I would not survive that. I would not survive Sega. What was I gonna look up? Falling animation. I'm just gonna look up falling animation and see what we get. Let's have a look at this video. Falling animations in different games. Okay, Now Google thinks I want to buy workout gear. No, I'm just researching, okay? I don't want to go to the gym. Get out of here. I don't want Laura. This happened yesterday, and now we're getting skincare products. Remember yesterday? Why does Google think I'm a woman? What's going on? It's marketing me women's workout gear, and now it's marketing me makeup. What's going on, guy? What's going on? What does Google think? What are they cooking in their AdWords system? Okay, let's skip ahead of it. These aren't the kind of fall animations I want. Oh, hey, let's look at you. This looks a bit more my speed. Guy who Twitches says same concept as Rare. Everyone wants to know where Banjo is, myself included, but not realize there's only a couple of dudes left. Yeah, well, wasn't that the same deal with Back 4 Blood? And they had this really misleading thing where they said from the creators of Left 4 Dead, but it was like 4 people from the original team of like 50. And those 4 people weren't really even at the top of the chain. They were just kind of like one of the 3D artists or something. Like it was something like that. I remember seeing that, and I was like, and everyone was so shocked because I was like, these are the guys that made Left 4 Dead. Why is this so bad? And it's like, well, because it's not the guys that made Left 4 Dead. That's why they're just using that as a marketing gimmick, but it's really misleading. It's technically true a little bit, but they're omitting like 80% of the team. It really should say from 20% of the people that brought you Left 4 Dead. That's what really happened there. But yeah, it was really, I remember when that all happened, because I tried, there was a brief period of time where I had Game Pass with a few friends, and we tried Back 4 Blood, and it was just embarrassing. I was like, man, thank God I didn't pay for this game. Yeah. Excuse me. I'll keep this open, but these are all idle, like they're not moving forward that much. You know what, I'm gonna look up, let's look up Infamous 2. Because that had good animations. Oh no, I don't. No, I don't want this. Let's look up gameplay. Oh, is this like the early alpha footage when Cole had hair? Oh no. Because yeah, I don't know if, does anyone remember what early Infamous 2 footage looked like, where they completely changed his character design and they gave him hair, and it looked really strange. But yeah, this was I love this game. This was great. Actually, this does look a little different. Yeah, his amp's smaller, so this must be pre-release footage. Okay, let's look up. I don't want to go 100% with Cole because his stature is very different to Gabi's. He's got more of that street parkour type vibe to him. I just want... Does he jump? I just want to see Cole jumping. That's all I want. I just want to see him jump. I want to see him jump. Show me... almost. Let's go back. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, no, I don't want him doing the hover. I don't want him doing that. I just want him jumping. I know because I've played this. He has a good jump. But I want to try and, like, look at it and get... Because I'm not going to be able to do it one-to-one because Cole has a very loose... his posture and stature is not Gabi's posture. It's going to be a bit different. So let's skip ahead. Oh, wait. Let's go back. But I think this was all mocapped. I remember it, like, this looked pretty cool because this was like one of the first games I played where it was mocapped and I was like, man, this is sick. So he does a few similar things to that gymnast video we were looking at, but he does it a bit more casually. Like, he still tucks his leg in, but it isn't as strict. He's a bit more relaxed. But he still kind of follows the same... Like, it's a bit hard to see because this guy keeps using thrusters all the time, but it, let's skip ahead. I want to see... Give me that jump. Show me a jump. Oh, can he just not use thrusters one time? Because when he does the thrusters, his pose changes. But when you keep jumping without the thrusters on, he tucks in a bit more. And I just want to see how it looks. Because I don't know if they have... I'm curious if they actually have different poses for when he's moving and when not. Because I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure if they do that. I think what they do have is a different jumping start transition, where if you jump when standing still, it plays a different clip and then blends back into that fall. But I think there's only one fall pose it blends to. Because I'm thinking 2 poses, and maybe I don't need 2. Maybe it'll look fine if I just have 1. But, oh, wait, let's go back. Actually, oh. This one's actually, they have more jump poses than I realized, because this is a bit different. His torso and arms are completely spread out, and he doesn't always do that. See, yeah, you see how this pose is different? His legs, his knees are out more, and his torso is kind of twisted, whereas just a few yeah, this is a different pose now. It's more of like the Spider-Man type pose. Maybe something like this when she's moving with her arms like that. We'll give it a try, because we might as well start. Well, I gotta get a start on something, because I could go hunt for reference all day, but let's just get that going and see how it looks. Forgotten Dreamer says, Knuckles series looks stupid, no cap. The what? Oh no, they're not doing are they doing like a Knuckles TV show now? Oh no. Guy Twitcher says, keeping the weight? Yeah. Your arms would trail rapidly below as your weight launches upwards. Arms would be very much secondary. Yeah. But we'll start with this infamous pose here. Actually, what I had here was a little similar, but I'll make a... Did I already make jump moving start? Oh, this was another one. I forgot about this one. But I just want like a pose. Because I need something to transition to after that flip. Did I make a new... No, I didn't. So I'll make a new jump. We'll call it jump moving loop. Or jump loop moving. Alright. Guy who Twitches says, don't forget, if it's the guy from the originals, Mighty Number 9 could still be a train wreck. I'm not too familiar. I'm not too familiar with Mighty Number 9. I just heard that it had a really disastrous Kickstarter, and that's about all I know. I don't really know I don't know what actually happened to it. You'd have to fill me in on that backstory though. These streams are half development, half what weird ads am I gonna get? Yeah. I'm very new to Blender. Is there a way to have objects react to each other? Like if you take a cube and drag a sphere in the middle, it'll create a hole? I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't tried that. Maybe. That sounds like a Boolean cut, but I don't know if that's what you mean. Am I doing main key poses and filling in pseudo in-betweens? Yeah, well, it depends. For the run, that was a bit more of a straight ahead one because there's so little frames. But for everything else, we've just been doing blocking poses. And, well, it's a bit weird because, yeah, we're not going to have lots of in-betweens anyway. Not too many, at least compared to, like, because what I've usually done with game characters that aren't in this style is that you have to then use the curve editor and, like, you know, all that stuff, but I'm probably not gonna do that this time, just because we're kind of like we're kind of gonna do it the old-fashioned way, as like the traditional artists in Japan would do, where you like kind of hand pose every in-between. But that'll come later. For this jump, I just need a pose, a single pose. That's all I need. Choesta says new Sonic is at least better than Sonic Boom. I mean, I don't know. I didn't play Boom, so I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like Sonic's getting a bit old, you know? I mean, he's in his 30s now, right? Okay. I think Sonic's like in his mid-30s now. So it's like, yeah. I don't know. I think he's kind of lost it. You know what's crazy? I remember I was watching this video about like... Oh, I don't remember what the actual main subject was about, but it went into this big tangent about the internal politics at Sega. And my goodness, it is really a miracle that they are still even making Sonic games from the stuff I was seeing. Because yeah, like I think Sega, it's a subsidiary of Sega Sammy, and Sega Sammy's main income source is from slot machines. Or, I don't know if they call them that in Japan, they're called something else, but it's basically just slot machines. That's like most of their income. And that kind of, I think, no, I don't work there, okay, so I don't know exactly, but it sounds to me like what the deal was is that with their Sonic games, it's like, if something bombs, they can kind of subsidize that with the income they make from gambling or whatever it is. And yeah, I kind of wonder why they still even bother, because I don't know. I guess it's because there's an audience for it, but I think if there wasn't, they probably would have dropped it. But man, yeah, it's because I know that the fan base for it is very passionate, but looking at sort of how it's all set up, it's like this all seems so corporate. It's crazy. It just kind of throws me off, you know? I kind of look at it and I get this sort of reaction in my gut thinking, I wouldn't want to, let's just say I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't want to, yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of those guys having to work on the next Sonic game, that's for sure. But I'm pretty sure, I think it was like who was it? I think it was like for Unleashed, I think. most of the team that were on that went on to work on Mario Odyssey eventually. So that's probably why that game looked so great. Because I don't know, I guess because company hopping is like a thing, especially in the game scene. Guy who twitches. Okay, you got the backstory for Mighty Number 9. Mighty Number 9 was a major disaster. Oh dear. Main delays were features that no one particularly was interested in. Oh damn. Then still released half the... Oh no. I'm feeling just pain reading this paragraph. When the guy asked for money to create an animated series and another game series akin to Mega Man Legends and additional funding for the original game, all before actually launching the first title. Oh. Wait, so after Mighty Number 9, he then asked to do a series and another game? And additional funding for the original game? Oh, so this was all... So he had done a campaign, didn't really follow through with it, and then started promising more stuff before actually shipping it? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what he did? I mean... Look, I haven't tried doing that, so I'm not in a position to... I don't know. I will say, it's probably a lot harder than it looks, but it is kind of disappointing how many stories like that there are. I know from the gamer's point of view, it's really disappointing. But as someone that kind of is... I'm trying to do something here, and as someone that's sort of in the trenches here, I can kind of understand, but it looks bad. It does look bad, but there's probably a lot more to that story that we're not seeing. But it does look bad. And that's the thing I've noticed, because I've met some people that you know, they have their heart, they have their intentions, they had good intentions, but they ended up looking bad too. I've known some people that kind of had a similar thing, not crowdfunding wise, but it's because it's not really... Crowdfunding's interesting. I've been studying crowdfunding for no particular reason, and I've been picking up on this pattern where I don't think crowdfunding is actually... I know that some people see it as like a pre-ordering thing, which isn't... Don't treat it like that. It isn't... You're not pre-ordering the game by supporting a Kickstarter. It's not how that works. I know a lot of people, like gamers, that aren't really development savvy. They kind of treat it as like a digital pre-order. But what it really is, it's you're not selling... Just from what I've observed, it isn't that you're selling a game pitch. You're not going up and saying, this is going to be this amazing game, buy it now, and you'll get it in 5 years or whatever. People think that that's what you're doing, but it isn't. What you're really doing is you're selling trust. You're selling a promise. So that's something I've noticed, that the campaigns I've seen that have been successful, they take that seriously. Even if the game doesn't end up the way it's promised, they are very, very careful about the public perception. They're extremely cautious about how everything looks, because if it looks bad, then, well, it's sort of over. Even if it's for a good reason. And that's the thing I don't entirely agree with either. Like, I'm saying this, but it's not to say that I agree with it entirely, because I understand why things can go bad, because that's how it is. Like, you know, games... I'm sure Mighty Number 9 was... I haven't seen it, I haven't played it, but I'm sure it wasn't easy. I'm sure there was heaps of challenges. But I don't know, I have to believe there's a way to go about it where it still is hard to make and things still go wrong, but it doesn't look bad. Because I have seen other times where other studios have a similar kind of story to this. Not entirely similar, but, you know, similar kind of circumstances where it's like, oh, this is actually taking more time than we thought, which is common. And I've seen that happen and have it not backfire. And I think it's more to do with trust. And I think just the pattern I pick up on is that the people that take that trust seriously can get away with, when things don't go right, they're not going to get flamed for it, and people are kind of on their side, and they say, okay, we get it. We know that this is like not easy, and things will go wrong. It isn't a pre-order, it's you know, there's risk. And people are kind of a bit more forgiving, I think, when a developer treats that trust. They're a bit more transparent. And then for what this story is, and then now again, I'm just hearing about this now, so I don't know the details, but it sounds to me, if I had to guess, did they have a period with this Mighty Number 9 thing? Did they have a period in time where it was just dead silent at any point? Because if so, that's like a symptom I've noticed, where if when that happens, people get upset and it undermines trust. And I've noticed a pattern where every campaign I've looked at where it gets bad PR and people lose faith in it also happens to have a long period of no communication. That's just a pattern I've noticed. I've just noticed that. I'm not saying that it is causation or whatever. I don't know. I haven't done a campaign like that myself, so I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speaking observationally from what I've seen. Guy who twitches says it's mostly over-scoping. Well, yeah, well, the thing is I do think that over-scoping is a lot more common than I think people realize. It's just that sometimes people, I don't know what it is, but sometimes people will do that and it'll be obvious that they're over-scoping, but they kind of work it out somehow by changing whatever. But it's not that they get the scope perfect first try. I rarely see that. Even AAAs can't do that. I mean, how many game launches can you list from the last 3 years that had, like, it looked not really finished when it was done? So I do think that the normal, the default state, I think, is over-scoping, and it takes effort to be the exception. I don't think the normal, unless you're doing something easy like Flappy Bird, I don't think the normal is for it to exactly go to plan. Because I think if it was the normal, then no game would ever have a bad launch ever, if that was the norm. It's only the norm for the exception, for the survivors that you see. So it's like, so I'm a bit less harsh on that stuff, because I kind of get it. Like, I know, I've overscoped a few things in my time. I kind of get it. But, I don't know, yeah. Guy who twitches is like No Man's Sky. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a very exceptional case. They got, that, I do love that story, but they had to go through hell to be what they are now. But I have a lot of respect for how they handled that. Interestingly, because I need to look more at No Man's Sky. I haven't played, it's not my kind of game, I haven't played it. But it seems to me, from what I know about the story, is that the moment things started to go well for them was the same moment they started just being upfront and transparent. And instead of going through the press, they just communicated directly with their supporters or their community. I remember Sean Murray saying something along those lines, but I don't know the exact order. I'm a little fuzzy. I haven't looked it up in a while, but to my recollection, the moment where they stopped being worried about, like, oh, is this gonna look bad or whatever, the moment that stopped and they started just communicating, saying, hey, we're trying to work on this thing now, we know that it's not in the game yet, like there was an attitude shift. And I think, well, part of that was probably publisher pressure, because I remember Sony was publishing it, weren't they, at the beginning? And they kind of like had them do a whole press run, and that kind of built hype, which probably was the whole purpose, but it kind of didn't work out. But I don't know, because I find it so fascinating that the perception of it kind of just switched over time when the studios just started acting differently. That's something I noticed. But you can't blame a guy for hyping the... I mean, yeah, that's true as well. That's why it's kind of difficult with this stuff, because I don't hold it against... When people do that and they kind of raise the expectations up, you can't really... Like, what else are they going to do? You kind of have to... You have to play the game a bit. But... Yeah, there's a bit more to it than that. And I don't know, it's hard for me to explain it, because I still have a lot to learn in this. This is more of PR stuff. I still have a lot to learn about this, but it's like a game, and it's like, how do I not how do I not upset people? That's kind of the game that you're playing when you're doing that. And the reason I find that interesting is because I have a public presence out on YouTube. So I'm playing that game too. I'm trying to play that game of, okay, how do I communicate and like, have this make sense and have it so that it, how do I do this in a way that like people, that they get what's going on? Because to explain game development and milestones, like it's not just like when you say we're going to have this as our release date, that doesn't just mean it'll come out then. I think, when you set that date of like, we're going to release it on Tuesday, it doesn't mean that it just happens like that. Like you have to really kind of, that sort of stuff is way harder than it looks. But I think from the consumer point of view, they think, oh, well, they say it's coming out Wednesday, so it's coming out Wednesday. And maybe it does sometimes, and then maybe sometimes it comes out on Wednesday, and it isn't really that great when it comes out on Wednesday. But they did meet their promise technically, so it's a dance. It's a complicated dance, but it's an interesting thing to observe. Because yeah, I do remember. That's why No Man's Sky in particular is such a fascinating story. Because I can't think of a single game that had worse PR at the beginning than No Man's Sky. Like I vaguely remember following it when it launched. I had a friend that was like wanting to play it. I didn't really care about it, but I had a friend that was hyped for it, and yeah, it was kind of, everyone was clowning on it, and that's hard. That's a hard move. That's a hard place to get out of. But I have a lot of respect that they were able to do it. Okay. What do we reckon of this pose, guys? What do we reckon for a like mid-air? I think I might move the legs up a little, like that. What do we reckon? Maybe, are the arms, do the arms go too high? Are they going up too high? Should I have them go a bit back? I'm curious. I don't think, Sidrodon says, I don't think I've actually seen anyone fix their game like that. No, me neither. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Something weird's going on with chat. Okay, so for some reason, oh, what's going on? Something's going weird with YouTube. I can't see any of my YouTube messages. Hold on. You guys have probably been there talking the whole time and I can't see you. Let me pop out chat real quick. What? Hold on. Something's I can't. I've lost you. Hold on. Is the YouTube stream still going? Just double check for me. I'll double check. Oh, I'm getting a coffee ad. I think we're still good, right? Hold on. Oh, I see you guys chatting there now. All right. It's this Streamlabs chat. It's terrible. It like stops working halfway through. It's awful. Let me get the Twitch and YouTube dashboards up so I can see what you're saying, because it's only showing me half of the messages here. I don't know who made this. Give me a moment. Give me a second. Give me a second. Pop out. I'm gonna have to find some other tool to composite chat for me, because multicasting, needs some work. The guys doing the Streamlabs, they gotta work on it. It needs a bit of work. All right, now I see you. Now I see you guys. Okay, what was I talking about? We were talking about No Man's Sky. Are you releasing on Wednesday? No. I'm not telling. That's why I don't talk about when I'm going to release it, because I don't know yet. I have a schedule. You know, I have a date in my head, but I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, because I know that that's probably going to change. So I'm not gonna disappoint you. I'm not gonna make a false. I'm not gonna give you this expectation that I don't fully. I'm not 100% behind. So I'm just gonna not say for the moment until I'm. Because I'm a little skeptical when people can predict their release date 3 years out. I think they don't. I don't know. I don't, unless they've made like 10 games. If it's some first time guy that says I'm going to release in 6 months, I don't think so. That's just from my experience. I don't know where they get those numbers from, because it usually never takes only 6 months. Okay, I see you guys. You're good. Cybershell says, I've not started a Kickstarter because game development changes so much and a vertical slice is just a rough estimate. That's true. I do believe, however, I have to believe there's some way to do that kind of campaign and really make it obvious that, guys, look, this is a V-slice, okay? This is just the best we can do here, and have it not so, because there's probably someone out there that's done it where they kind of, you know, they kind of explain really well that's an easy way to follow why things can go not to plan, because I think that's the norm. It's the norm for it not to go to plan. I think it's very rare that it goes to plan. But yeah, no, I've never seen someone turn around their public image like that. It's actually impressive. It's pretty crazy. All right, I'm just gonna adjust the her arms a little. I think they're coming up a bit too high. You guys can see my desktop, right? Cool. Ah, that's a bit nicer. Let me just check, actually, let me just check something. I gotta keep an eye on the time. All right, I still got maybe 20 minutes. Cool. Mongo says there's a difference between hyping and lying. Ooh. Yeah. There's a little more to it than that, I think, though. But I think I get what you mean. Because yeah, there have been occasions too where I've seen people kind of hype too much. Like, it's genuine. They aren't lying, but they're sincerely like hyping it, but they kind of don't realize that maybe they can't meet that expectation, and it's not that they think they can do it, but they actually can't, and they don't realize it. That's really tragic when I've seen that happen, because it's not like on purpose. It's just unfortunate. Like, it's not that there's someone setting out to deliberately mislead people, but it just kind of happens sometimes, and it's that's the most tragic when that happens. That's why I've been a bit careful. I could be doing more to hype my game, but I know that if I go too hard, I'm gonna set myself up. I'm gonna put myself in a hard spot if I go too hard with it. So I'm cautious about it. I like to hype things, but I'm cautious about it. Then there's the opposite where you don't hype it at all. That's kind of that's not good either. But there's a balance, I think. Whenever devs talk about release dates, all I can think about is Silk Song. I don't know that one. Silk Song. Oh, it's some Hollow Knight thing. Well, I mean, hey, they made a... I'm guessing people trust the Hollow Knight guys, right? So I guess it's a bit different, because that's the thing I was saying before. Like, trust is that's the main asset you're playing with there. And I think if you're someone like the Hollow Knight people, because I haven't heard anything but good things about them. Oh, at least their game. I haven't heard much about them personally, but at least about the game. Well, even when literally, I was in some store I was buying. I was at Lifeline, and I was buying like a. Oh, it was like a DVD of something. I found like a DVD of. Oh, I don't know. I forgot the movie. It was like some old 2000s movie. Oh no, it wasn't a movie. It was a no. It was a game. It was like some. It was like a PC. Because you know how PC games used to have discs. I found like some really old like PC game for like $1. And I went to like the checkout, and then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, great choice." And then I was like making conversation with him, and literally I asked him what games he likes, and the first thing he mentions is Hollow Knight. I've had that happen so much. Or if I ask someone their favorite game, 80% of the time it's Hollow Knight. I don't know why, but I'd say that for them it's different. It's like, if they want to take their time with it, I think that because they have built a different relationship with people than some random dude. It's a different. They have different stats. It's a bit different for them. But what's tragic is when you have someone, because I knew a guy that was a bit like this. He was doing this ambitious game, and he kind of thought he had that clout level, and he didn't. And that's not so great either. All right, what do we think of the arms here? I've lowered them a bit. I've relaxed her shoulders a bit. What do we think? I'm kind of liking this actually. But something about, I'll come back to this one actually, because I want to go back and look at the run again. But I think this is mostly okay. Okay. Let's go back to the run. Well, because I'll have to go soon. I have to go a bit early today. But while I'm still here, we'll see what we can do about this run. Guy who twitches. You've been very active today, my fellow. You do well to remind people of your humanity and your PR non-verbally. Yeah. He says, I think a perfect example of overhype in recent times is Hightail? I haven't heard of that one. I was like, check this out, and now radio silence, sort of. Do you remember a company called Euclidean that promised atom-based unlimited detail? I can't say I do, but that's interesting. I'm just looking at it. I can see something in her. I see her head is glitching up a little that I didn't notice before. It's these 3 frames. Something's going on. Let me get my other reference back. Okay. Yeah, I've not heard of Hightail. I don't know what this is. Console game. Oh yeah, it kind of looks like Minecraft. Sort of a talker. I know no other devs in the real world. Yeah, me neither. I mean, I knew a few, but I don't really get on well with the devs in my area. It's refreshing to have someone in that mindset virtually nearby. Whose mindset? My mindset, or whoever this was? Like the No Man's Sky people. Hightail is a Minecraft killer that's meant to be in the oven for 10 years. Made by Riot. Alright, you've got my interest now, I'm curious. It's not my kind of game, but I like, when I hear about things like this, I always kind of take a look, because you can pick up on a lot. One thing I try and keep an eye on I don't look at a lot of successful games. I look at a lot of not so successful games when I'm surfing the web. I like to look at games that are kind of not doing so well, because you can pick up a lot from them. You can start noticing things. You start noticing things in common. Like, I don't know, it helps me out. If I ever have a tough choice to make, I go, is there a game similar to mine that's like not doing so well? And I'll try and like look around, and I'm like, all right, I won't do that then. And that's been pretty helpful. Let's rotate her heads a little too far back on that keyframe. And then I think we need to gotta move her a little forward. Oh, turn off symmetry. That's better. Yeah, because her head was going back, and I don't want it doing that. That looks a lot better. So let's copy out those keyframes again. So yeah, time is a bit of a flat circle. We're going back to the run again, just touching it up. Yeah, the head looks a little better now, but this, yeah, this is kind of one of the more tougher ones. I think this might be one of those cases where I need to actually see it in the game for me to actually feel what's wrong with it. Because I've noticed sometimes if I'm staring at it in the editor too long, I just can't get a grasp on what it is. But then when I take it to the engine and do it, it then just clicks. This might be one of those times. But before I do that, I could work on the tail, because this is almost, apart from that, this would kind of be the closest to done out of the other animations so far. So let's get the tail. I haven't paid attention to the tail at all for this. So let's give the tail some love. Now the important thing about the tail, because I know I do get told a lot to make it more floppy and physicsy, but the tail is not an extremity like that. The tail is a limb, not a piece of cloth. So I'm not gonna just have it flopping about. It's not gonna look right. It's gotta have some rigidity to it. It's gotta be like a counterweight to the body. But it can't be too rigid, because then it'll look strange. Cybershell says, I think marketing campaigns are fragile. Yeah, they seem to be. Hyping again could degrade the shock value. Meh. It depends. I have seen some exceptions. I've seen the case where they can still kind of keep that spark. But yeah, I guess for the majority of the time, it's kind of hard. Thanks, Iguana. Thank you. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think here. What does a tail do? What does a tail do, Walter? A tail sways, but in a particular way. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna delete these other two keyframes. Oh, no, not like that. I'm just gonna. I can't work with all four of these keyframes on the tail at once. It's too much. I'm gonna delete. I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna start with the tail over. Just need to get that last little tweak burn. There we go. Just make sure it's all. There we go. All right. So I'm I'm just gonna do like I'm just gonna move this tip of the tail just to kind of bend it and just get a rough of which way it should sway. I'm gonna say that it should go away from the leg that's going back. That's what I think should happen. And now this is gonna be a bit hard because real cats can't run like this, so I'm just using my imagination here. I don't know where you'd find reference for that because it doesn't. This is exceeding the realm of reality. So I'm just gonna do what I think is like. I'm gonna make the call and see what I think is the right thing. Just get something rough. Oh, hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay, that looks terrible. That looks awful. It can't bend sideways too much. It's gonna look weird. Maybe rendering a skybox of it? No. I have to like move. I have to play the game with it. That's how I kind of get, that's sort of how I don't know, there's something that just happens when I see it actually in the game and not with it. It's not just about the background, it's about seeing it and feeling it. When I press WASD, I can like feel the animation, which I can't do in Blender. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is, but then it just kind of, it just works. It just works. I mean, Todd Howard kind of goes into that topic. Todd Howard's so interesting because he kind of stretches the truth a lot, but you can't not love him. You can't not just like he's just so cute. You can't help yourself because you know that Todd probably I have a hard time, like it's just hard for me to think that is Todd like deliberately lying. Like maybe he is, but it's just like I just can't be angry at him. I don't know why. Because Todd has, I think he knows what energy he has. He has to. That smile, the way he gets up, the look, the little twinkle in his eye. That's like years of training. I have to. He has to know. Todd knows. He knows the game he's playing. He knows what he's doing. I have to believe that. He couldn't not. I would be in disbelief. PS2 Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, let's look. I was gonna say the PS3 ones because well, the thing about both the PS2 and PS3 games is that they do have like physics going on the tail, because Ratchet's tail is a little different to Gabi's tail, but we'll have a look. In fact, I know just the game. Oh, I don't want a 7 hour long let's play. 8 hours, 7 hours, Jesus Christ. Can I just want... why are all of these videos like more than 5 hours? I just want to see a clip of gameplay. Because I don't want to chug my internet. Oh, here we go. Let's look at IGN. What did they have to say? Oh no. Okay, now this seems like an ad. This is the one ad I've gotten that kind of seems targeted. Paramount knows I'm not a late 20s woman. That's impressive. All the other ads I've been getting, they don't know. It's all... Even like literally last night when I was off stream, I was still getting perfume ads. Not joking. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so let's look at oh, is he... I need to see him run. Yeah, here we go. Because this run animation, I've looked at this run animation a lot. Because I don't know if you guys notice, actually. Who's played the Future trilogy? Because these were the first Ratchet and Clank games I played. It was the Future saga. Really great. And oh my goodness, hold on a minute. Did he just bring up the weapon wheel? It looks different. This must be like a beta build. I want to see that weapon wheel. Oh my goodness. They've got it off to the side. And the description box is a different graphic. That is so interesting. I haven't seen this footage before. Because in the final game, they have this in the middle, the weapon wheel. And this little box is different. But anyway. So with the Future Saga, PS3 Ratchet games animations are they? I think they look better than the PS2 ones. Because the character rigs are way more complicated on the PS3 games. Oh, thanks, Snowbill, for sticking around. Well, okay, look, so I enjoyed the PS3 games. It looks like you guys didn't like them, but I thought they were great. And the interesting thing about the Ratchet trilogy, the Future trilogy, is that Ratchet's model changes slightly between each one. So I think they have Tools of Destruction, they have a Quest for Booty, and then they have a Crack in Time. And the A Crack in Time model looks different than this. They have like the texture quality's higher, the costume's different, but the actual, it's like they've remodeled him in A Crack in Time. And the amazing thing about A Crack in Time is that it was made in 9 months. So that's pretty insane. Or it might have been 10 months. It was insanely short. And given that amount of time they chose to remodel Ratchet, I just thought it was like crazy because his proportions are different. He's slightly taller, his eyes are a bit different, he's got different fur, but it's actually the same rig. The animations are all different, but it's the same rig. And the thing I thought was so interesting is that they change his run cycle slightly between this game and A Crack in Time. And personally, I prefer this one's run cycle because it's a bit less bouncy. It's a bit more steady. And I'm choosing this as an example because the run I'm doing for Gabi right now is sort of similar. So I'm just looking at, yeah, see the tail, I don't know if I can really apply this to Gabi because Ratchet's tail is a lot lighter. Gabi's tail is got more muscle in it. So I don't know if this will work because Ratchet's tail is a bit more floppy. And it has a physics simulation on it too, which I can't really get. But he has this sort of, Ratchet's run in this game is like my favorite one out of all of them, because it has this sort of jog, steadiness, bounce to it. But then in Crack in Time, it's a bit more cartoonish, it's played up a bit more. I don't know, I'm probably the only one that notices this stuff, but I just think it's cool. Because I like 100%ed both of these games, so I've been around Ratchet a bit. Okay, I've spent a lot of time with Ratchet. So like the way his elbow, it's mostly with just how his elbows swing. A lot of it's in the torso and the elbow. He has a lot of torso twist. Okay, now that I've looked at that. Yeah, see, Gabi's tail acts differently to Ratchet, so it might be a bit tricky. And this footage is not great. It's been, like, compressed as hell. So this is not, and it's got so much ghosting on it, so this is probably not the best footage, but hey, this is the best we got for now. I'm just gonna try and find a keyframe that's similar and see where his tail is sitting. Okay, so his tail is sort of curving sideways here. All right, we'll do something. We'll borrow a bit from Ratchet here. See, I don't like the PS2 one. I think the PS2 one looks too, I don't know. It doesn't look. It's not the look I don't want it. I can't really put my finger on it. It looks. I've got an image of my head, but I don't know how to say it. There's just something. You can kind of tell there's more going on in his PS3 ones because there's more. Ratchet has like an actual anatomy in the PS3 ones, whereas in the PS2 ones, you can kind of tell it's like, okay, yeah, this is like PS2 limitations going on. It's more cartoony. I'm not arguing that. That's just not what I want. god, this is really compressed. This is not the best this game has looked. So here, the tail seems to be kind of doing this. Oh, that's my alarm. All right, 5 more minutes, then I gotta go. So I'll just see what I can get with this tail. Oh, yeah, no, this is not... No, this one, it's all wrong here. Let's, well, this is not going to look great. This is very rough. I'm kind of not, I don't really like the tail rig now that I'm using it. I might want to make some changes to it. Alright, let's see how this looks. It's actually not as bad as I thought, but it is, yeah. It needs some work. It kind of, for the first like few frames, and then it just kind of, it's almost, yeah. But hey, everything else is looking better than yesterday, so that's cool. You just, Dancing Turkey hated the PS3 games because they were too serious? I love that. I thought that was cool. I kind of miss when games like kind of took themselves seriously like that. But yeah, I guess it's a different appeal. I can kind of get why, if you grew up with the classic ones, you probably... Because I played the PS3 ones first and then went back to the PS2 ones. And I love both of them, but for different reasons. But I can kind of see if you went from the PS2 and you're expecting that for the PS3, I can kind of see why you wouldn't really like it. I can understand that. I vibe that, I can understand. I just so happened for me, I played them in reverse order, so I can tolerate it. Because yeah, I will say, I'm not saying I don't hate the PS2 game, I love them. I've 100%ed those as well. They are great. And I also love the PS3 ones. But I don't, I like them for, they have different qualities that I like about them. There's a different appeal, and I just so happen to like them both. I have a taste that allows me to like them both. What can I say? Okay. That will do it. They'll probably do it for me, guys. I gotta get going. Maybe looking at cheetahs. Oh, we'll see, because cheetahs have a completely different... Their legs move completely differently, so I don't... Maybe. It might be challenging, though. Forgotten Dreamer says, I love how Rayman 3... Yeah, see, Rayman 3, I love Rayman 3. I haven't played the other Raymans, but Rayman 3, that's my favorite Rayman. It's so... And they haven't really made one like it since, have they? Because I haven't kept a close eye on Rayman. But there's been nothing like Rayman 3 since Rayman 3. It's all like the 2D, silly, goofy, Ubi art framework style. And I'm like, that's cool, but I want Rayman 3. That's what I want. So... thanks, Spyrogen. Thanks for thanking me for stream. Thanks for being here and watching me. Thanks Mindcube again for the sub. And who else subbed? We had a few subs today. Who else subbed? Thanks Tim for the 10 bucks. And thank you Kurzid for getting a member. That was yesterday. I'm looking at my little list here. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get going. I will be back next week, Wednesday. 6 p.m. Pacific time, which will be, you can work out when that is for you. But cheers, guys. I will catch you next week with some more animation. Enjoy yourselves.